Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Superboo and welcome to the new rebrand, I guess. Yes, one already, woo! It's not been too long, has it? Actually, to be completely honest with you, I think that last branding that I just had holds the new record for the shortest branding I've had since I started keeping track in 2014. But there are a few different reasons for that. But this is just kind of talking, this is just glazing over the visual aspects and then talking about more of the what is actually changing channel wise, because there are a few things, nothing too major, but there are a few things. It's the actual visual stuff. I won't go into huge detail about every single piece. If you want to have a look at it, there will be a link in the description to the part of the archives where they're stored. But basically the whole theme is that the boos have just run riot, basically, and they've scrawled shit all over the walls and stuff, and it's the whole thing is basically like a graffiti thing, but the whole idea is that the boos did it. There are two cores, the graffiti and then the logo, which kind of started out as like a graffiti tag in a way, but then kind of became the logo to try and unify a few things that I couldn't get the graffiti style in without looking shit. Like the thumbnails, I spent ages trying to get like the graffiti thing to look decent on thumbnails, and I just couldn't do it. And then the intro as well, because I just knew if I tried it would have looked crap. But that kind of unifies it all together. I like it more than the old one. While I like the old one a lot, while I still do like the old one, it's not that it was rushed, because I did have a lot of time. It's just that I didn't really take much time with it. It was the whole idea was that it was supposed to be very simple, which is probably where that came from. I mean, the entire cover art took me like half an hour, from like starting to draw up ideas to actually finishing it took me half an hour. This time it took me literally days. I mean, it went through a few different ideas, but even on this one graffiti idea, it still spanned over multiple days. So yeah, it took a little while. Yeah, I thought I came to realize that the old branding was quite inconsistent with itself. It was very much designed one thing at a time, not with kind of everything else in mind. And it was a bit sloppy and a bit messy, and I don't know. It was an era of experimentation, and I think a lot of it worked and some of it didn't. But yeah, the whole visual rebrand is basically just more consistent now, is what I'm trying to say. And kind of, well, more with how it affects the channel, it's kind of the same sort of thing. It's more consistent now. As I just said, there was a lot of experimentation. With different series and stuff, and different ways of running the channel and different ways of doing different things, and I'm taking what has worked forward basically, and changing what hasn't. So the things that have already changed are the way stream VODs work, and my new Facebook page. I haven't got another new Facebook page. It's almost a heart back to announcing video one. Well, I said, I got a Facebook page. Alright, that's the most cringy thing I've ever said in my life. Seriously, go watch that. I was so nervous, and it was so cringy, it was horrible. But yeah, I got a Facebook page, so if you want to do the thing, then I'm updating the descriptions as I go along with them. This one will have it. I'm going to try and retroactively update old descriptions, because there are a few things that need changing in them now, and I kind of can't get away with not changing them anymore, because it's now more than one thing that needs changing in those descriptions. So yeah, that'll be down there if you want to have a look. It's just, I don't know. I'm not going to be the most active on it. I'm still going to be on Twitter and Discord. But if you scroll through the Facebook and then you want to see my updates in the middle of that, then fucking go for it. It's basically how I'm running that. I've completely forgot the other thing. God, I'm good at this. What was it? Stream VODs, that was it. Christ, you can tell these things are never scripted, can't you? Yeah, stream VODs changed it a while ago. I don't know if I ever made this quite clear, But basically, when I do a stream, so say I did a stream on a Tuesday at 12 PM, for argument's sake, because that would be relevant, the stream VOD will then go live exactly 1 week after that. Well, nearest makes a difference. Twitch, I can actually set it to go 1 week after that because I have to re-upload the entire thing to keep it archived permanently. YouTube, I can't quite do that because it saves as unlisted. You can't schedule unlisted videos, so it's an approximation. But I give out the link anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, so it will go up next Tuesday at 12. Unless, of course, I have got another stream coming, in which case it will go up just whenever it can, really. It will go up the day after. But I haven't run into that problem yet, so I haven't put too much thought into the kind of the systems behind that. If I ever do get a weekly stream schedule, it's going to have to change. But that's not in the plans right now, because that's not a possibility. Other things, I kind of want to talk about things that stay in the same first. So Let's Plays are... The Saturday Let's Plays are staying exactly the same. They're not changing at all. They're the only things that aren't changing even slightly. I'm happy with 1 Let's Play a week for now. I'm happy with Saturday at 8 at a time. I think it's working quite well, so that's staying. God. My fucking throat apparently, jeez. Old Let's Plays are moving from Monday to Sunday to accommodate another change. But yeah, those will be on Sundays. Sundays were originally supposed to be stream plays, but I kind of abandoned that and kind of went with the idea of stream plays just happen whenever streams do. For now, at least. That might change in the future, but for now, that's how it's happening. Christ, a bike! What did I fucking eat today? God. Anyway, announcement videos are another more specific thing that's changing. Announcement videos aren't going to be the same as they were. This, I'm sort of not counting this as an announcement video. It's a bit weird because in this new system I kind of left myself without a subcategory, but I think that will work considering that these videos are only really important at the time. So I think that'll work. But anyway, that's kind of, I guess, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. I do. I'm the only person who needs to know. Announcement videos are changing. They're now going to become the monthly roundup. So they'll go up on the last day of every month, no matter, regardless of what it be, whether it be 31, 30, or 28, because 29, no one cares about 29. Actually, every 4 years we do. Every 4 years we care about the number 29. But that's not for like, well, when was the last? It was 2016, wasn't it? Yes, we got like 2 years left before we have to care about the number 29 again. But yeah, announcements and stuff will happen on Discord and Twitter first, and by extension Facebook, of course, because I'm just piping my Twitter feed over, so a better way to do it. And then if anything has changed, it's not going to be every single month. It might be. I don't know what I'm going to do with the series yet. I'm leaving it open to kind of do stuff if I just want to talk about random shit over the month. But generally, if anything has changed, they'll accumulate into the monthly roundup at the end of the month, which just makes it a little less finicky, a little more consistent, because announcement videos are awkward to do, and they've always been awkward to schedule since I came up with a new system. They've always been a bit awkward and out of place. So those will just be at the end of every month. If that happens to be a Saturday, then it would just, I might not do them at 8. I might do them maybe later, maybe at 10 or something. Otherwise they're going to end up clashing with things eventually. But yeah, that's how announcements will work. That's pretty much everything else. Pretty much everything else besides that now, I believe, unless I'm missing anything, will culminate into 3 separate series. It was going to be 2. And I did actually record this earlier and said it was going to be 2, but then I realised later that that wasn't going to work. So it's 3. It's 3 series. The the first will be the NLP series, which, yeah, it stands for non-Let's Plays if you don't know what it means, and that's not changing too much. It is still going to be roughly the same. It is basically gameplay videos that aren't Let's Plays, essentially. The only difference now is that I'm gonna add some jurisdiction to it for myself, just to try and help streams out a bit. Basically, NLPs now have to have some sort of ulterior purpose. So it could be something as simple as a challenge, or technically something as simple as a review, even if I decide to do a review. So basically, anything that is gameplay that's not just me playing the game for the hell of it, because that will be done in streams now, will go in the NLP series, and that applies retroactively to every video on the channel. If you look at the playlist, that's all done. You might see there's a few more. It's because there are a few more different series in there, and I kind of swap around some series a bit. And yeah, that the jurisdiction for that only applies from today. So everything else in the past would just, even if it's just me randomly playing shit, that'll go in the NLP series. So just say the NLP series is changing, and leave it at that because it's easier. The next thing will honestly culminate not as much as I thought. Basically, there is going to be a talks thing for stuff like this. So announcements and giveaways have already been moved in there. New giveaways in the future will also go in there. Basically, because most of these like announcements and giveaways and stuff are only really relevant for a time. They're not relevant. Giveaways aren't really relevant after they've closed, and announcements aren't relevant after the next one's come out, or even like a few weeks afterwards if enough has changed. So those will just go in a big old series called Talks now, and this will be there too. So if I just decide to talk about random shit, it would be Superboo talks about whatever. But this might be the only video that talks about, because it is kind of a bit, it's a bit special. It just kind of need to be here. But yeah, that would be the second thing. So things I'm just talking about will go in that playlist. So non-gameplay stuff essentially. There'll also be a third playlist called Specials. Now this also has already existed in the past. I was confused about whether I wanted to use present or past tense there. So I almost just did both at the same time, because that's how my brain works. Yeah, specials are, it's a bit finicky, because it's basically just videos that cannot be classified anywhere else. So I think there's only 3 videos in there at the moment. Well, there's 4, but I do want to get rid of one of them, because one of them is just not relevant even slightly anymore. It was a teaser for the old intros and outro from Superboo when Superboo came out in March. But yeah, I believe there's the Insaniquarian Christmas video, which is still like one of my favourite videos ever, by the way. There is the test where I just sang into a microphone for like a minute from like 2014, that I made public really recently. And then there is the anniversaries video, my 5-year video. I can't speak today, can you tell? But yeah, I don't see many videos going in there, but those videos don't really fit in the NLP, because they're not really me playing stuff. It's more kind of, there is a special reason behind that. So I imagine, well, like milestones and stuff, so when I hit 200 subscribers, that'll probably go in specials. Maybe like Christmas specials in the future will go in there, etc. I do have an idea for the next Valentine's Day, which is in fucking February. So I came up with the idea in like March. I'm like, come on, brain. I've got like 11 months to wait for this now. So it's gonna be fucking good. You better be ready for it. But yeah, unless I've missed anything, that's all that's changed. That's all that's changed. So nothing too major. All the core elements are staying the same. I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the mess from the experimentation. I mean, it was worth experimenting, because you don't know what works until you try, but some of it didn't, so I'm getting rid of it. But yeah, that's basically it. Let me know what you think of these ideas and the whole visual stuff in the comments and stuff, because I'm interested in feedback. I mean, obviously it's too late to change it. Some of the bigger things anyway. I mean, I can finesse a few things, if you feel they need finessing. But yeah, I'll see you next for what's coming next. I don't actually know. Maybe Yoshi's on it. It depends when the giveaway video goes up, because that's going up today. That'll probably go up before this actually. So yeah, it'll probably be Yoshi's Island next. But yeah, until then.